Hey, happy Teaching Tuesday. Sorry I'm a few minutes late. It's so funny, welcome to the replay. It's so funny because all day I kept thinking, you know, before my video today, I'm going to put on makeup so that I look like I've actually successfully walked through and healed from adrenal fatigue. But today I come to you in all of my mom life. So, oh well. And this video will go down in history as me looking like I have adrenal fatigue. So, whatever. Hi, Katie. How are you? Good to see you. I'm really excited about Teaching Tuesday this week. This is a really important topic, and I can't believe this whole year we have not discussed it. I just didn't think about it until now. So, hey, Mindy. Oh, we need to connect, Mindy. I just got off of a really difficult phone call, and if I start crying, it's okay. I'm gonna be okay. I am super emotional right now. I'm gonna put my frankincense under my tongue. Do any of you ever do this? My hand is kind of shaky because I'm super emotional. Yummy. I just got a really difficult phone call. Whew, how are you today? Thank you for being gracious to me about the time of day. I know that our Teaching Tuesdays are typically in the evening. So for those of you who are joining live, thank you so much for joining. I'm really excited to share with you about this. Adrenal fatigue is a huge part of my story. Hey, Lorena, I got your text. My iToby is not fixed. Sorry. Hi, Andrea. Hi, Katie. You're so sweet. All right, so let's get cracking on this. I don't want to take forever. I really am trying so hard to be more intentional about my videos being shorter. But adrenal fatigue is something, you know, it's really sad, you guys. When you Google adrenal fatigue, WebMD and other websites will say that it's not a real thing and that you need to be cautious with who you talk to about it and even cautious in your treatment of it. So that's kind of fun. Even our traditional medical community does not recognize adrenal fatigue as being a real thing. So super sad. But in the natural health, holistic healing world, in the world of people who really love to look at root causes, adrenal exhaustion, adrenal insufficiency, adrenal fatigue, adrenal gland issues is like a real thing. And WebMD actually said that there's no science to back it up. So if you are a person who really, really respects and loves the medical community, I don't fault you for that at all, but I just want you to know that in that camp, this is not a real thing. In my world, this is such a real thing that I've suffered from in my life, and so many women who I've known have suffered from it, and so many women have overcome it. And so I really believe that this could be something that might be really helpful for you. And maybe if you don't suffer from any kind of fatigue or any of the symptoms that I'm going to share with you, maybe you can help someone else. So the first thing I want to say, though, as a disclaimer, is I'm not a doctor. I don't want to encourage you to be a hypochondriac or a person who starts diagnosing themselves and thinking that you have all of these problems. But I do want to encourage you to find a doctor who really, really cares about getting to the root issue and the root cause of your symptoms and your suffering, and who can help you to really find real answers that will help to give you direction of what to do with your body from a holistic perspective and not, I think allopathic medicine, there is always a place for it. I have a very close friend right now who's going through so much and really needs allopathic medicine, to live. And that's so, so important, and I'm so grateful for that. But when we're talking about somebody who's just really suffering with some day-to-day things and it's not super, super serious yet, holistic mindset and holistic healing can be really, really beneficial. So find a doctor who will give you a saliva test to test your cortisol and your progesterone and your estrogen and your TSH levels with a saliva test. Find a doctor who will like really look into the deeper issues of things and help you with your body. Caring for your adrenals is a part of life, or it can become a part of life. This is something that has had to become a part of my life, and it's not bad. It's actually been really, really helpful for me to be in touch with my body and to know what I need, to know where my limits are, to know how I can support my body. So this whole topic is all going to be about prevention and care and healing. This is Breast Cancer Awareness Month in our society, and here in Learn Together, we are really passionate about preventative care in all of life, not just about breast cancer, but about anything. So addressing your adrenal glands is a huge preventative care measure that you can take for your body. So first of all, my story, I actually got started with Young Living because I had adrenal fatigue. I had been working on my adrenal fatigue for probably a year. By the time I found Young Living, I had been using some other supplements. I had worked on my diet. I had worked on getting rid of chemicals in my home. After I had my fourth child, well, let me back up. I got married the week after I graduated from college. 3 weeks later, I got pregnant after I got married. I got pregnant 3 weeks later. We moved to Alaska 7 months later. I delivered my first child. It was a very traumatic birth. I got pregnant 7 months later, had my baby girl. My husband deployed to Iraq. I actually had her without my husband there. My husband was in Iraq. He came back. We moved away from Alaska, moved to Alabama. He started a new job. I had a car accident, or I had a miscarriage. We moved to Alabama, had a car accident, and was pregnant again. My husband got laid off or fired from his job. It was really more like a betrayal. We were unemployed for 8 months. We had our baby. 9 days later, we moved to Muncie, Indiana. We lived there for 2 years. In the meantime, I had my fourth baby, and I completely crashed. Now, would you have crashed? Probably. I had so much stress in my life. It was unreal. The years that we lived in Alaska were so incredible, but my husband was not there for most of those 3 years. He was gone, and I was with my 2 little babies. Had incredible friends who were very supportive, but it was a lot doing all of those things one after the other. I had my fourth baby, and I think within a month or two, I was literally in the fetal position on the floor, calling a friend in Colorado and was saying, I can't do this anymore. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I've never felt so weak and broken in my whole life. And it was such an incredible turning point for me to be brought to such a place of weakness. And for those of you who feel that way, who struggle with feeling weak and like you cannot carry on, and you love your children and you love your husband and you love your friends and you love to serve others and you love being involved in church, or you love your job, or whatever you love to do that is life-giving to you, that you're energized to do, but you just feel like you cannot handle it anymore, it's okay. You were not made to bear the weight of every single thing in your life. You were not made to bear the weight of every single person in your life. You were not created to be God. You were not created to be a superhero, actually. And the best advice that I was given when I was in the fetal position on the floor that night by this wonderful mentor in my life was, Lauren, you can be weak, because being weak is beautiful, and being weak is smiled upon by your maker, because he says, when you are weak, I am strong, and my power is perfected in your weakness. And it was such a turning point for me, because up until that point, I could do it all, and I was doing it all. And so that was a huge, huge turning point in my life. I was only 27 years old. I think I was 27. I may have been 26 or 27. I was still nursing my baby, my fourth baby. I was able to nurse him until he was, I think, 14 months old. I didn't have to give that up. But I slept most of the rest of that year. I took 2 naps a day. I barely survived. We actually moved again. When he was 5 or 6 months old, we moved again. I even had to take all 4 of my little kids in my van and drive from Muncie to Fort Wayne, which is an hour and a half, by myself to look for houses. I did that several times throughout a 2-month period because my husband was working so much. I had to find us a home. So anyway, I had enough energy to do that, but we moved to Fort Wayne and I had another big crash. This was in April of 2011, I think it was, 2011. And I had a huge crash again, and it was just tough. It was tough, mama. Like, if you are in this spot, I hear you, I feel you. I'm gonna put this video on YouTube so you can share this with a mama who needs to hear it. But if this is your story, there is so much hope for you. And I just want to give you a big old hug right now, because that feeling of helplessness and feeling alone, like nobody understands, or like you feel too weak to hold your own baby or too weak to provide for your other children, is such a real thing, and it's such a desperate place, and there is so much hope there and so much light there for you, and God wants to reach in and just like grab you up and give you such comfort, because he is the God of all comfort. And 2 Corinthians talks about how in our sufferings, we experience the comfort of Christ, and we can actually comfort others with the comfort that he's given us. So, this wasn't in my notes, but so that's my story. I found Young Living, praise God, because of Corey. And I got my starter kit in March of 2013. So it was a whole 2 years later, actually, I got my starter kit, and it completely changed my life. But up till that point, I was using supplements. I changed my diet. I got rid of chemicals. I got rid of my shampoo. I did everything I can to reduce my toxic load. And I'm going to talk about that in just a minute. So what are your adrenals? What are your adrenal glands? Jennifer Madison, this is why I was getting on you last night. I love you so much. You need to take care of yourself. You're welcome, you guys. I love you. Thankful for you. What are your adrenal glands? Your adrenal glands are these tiny, tiny little glands. They're a part of your endocrine system. Your endocrine system includes all of your glands, your thyroid, your adrenals, a bunch of your other glands. Can't remember right now. But they're these tiny little glands that sit on the top of your kidneys. And they touch your kidneys. They're very connected with your kidneys. But you know how we've talked before in some of our hormone talks that you've been told that all of your hormones are only in your uterus? Not true. Your adrenal glands house cortisol and progesterone and some other hormones that I can't pronounce. DHA and pregnenolone as well. But so your adrenal glands are on top of your kidneys, and they, how do they work? They produce cortisol and help us to deal with stress. Basically, bottom line, they help us to deal with stress. There is a little bit of progesterone in your adrenal glands too. So here's the scary part. If your cortisol is being used up so much by all of the stress in your life, your body will start to convert progesterone to cortisol and will start to take from your progesterone stores. So this is why once you have low progesterone, you have to start working backwards with the hormone cascade that we talked about last week. So you have to start looking at your cortisol levels, your pregnenolone and your DHEA, and your cholesterol, because those are the precursors to make sure that your progesterone is in order. So everything has to flow in order. Like God made our bodies and everything to be in order. So you have to be really careful with your cortisol levels because your body will start to borrow progesterone, and you do not want it to do that. Okay, so signs of adrenal issues. Once again, I'm gonna go back to my disclaimer. I'm not here to make you I'm not here to make you a hypochondriac. But let me tell you some signs of adrenal issues. Dependence on sunglasses and very sensitive eyes. I am totally that girl. Hollow cheeks. I'm not there yet. I could be again, but not anymore. Lines on the pads of your fingers. So if you are the type of person who kind of looks pruny, even when you're not taking a shower or a bath, I have 2 little lines. It's hard to see right there. My fingers are looking pretty good. Some of them have a few little lines, but mostly they're nice and plump. Yeah, Christy, that's me too. I have to have sunglasses. Pale lips. I'm doing okay. So pale lips, feeling like you always have to be wearing lipstick, otherwise you look dead. Pale lips are a sign of adrenal issues. Balding lower legs. Have you noticed that over the years, like you don't have to shave as often on your lower legs? Unexplained lower back or knee pain. So let's say you have like lower back pain and you go to the chiropractor and it doesn't help, but and your kidneys are fine. Or your knees hurt or they're very sensitive. That can be a sign of adrenal issues. Or muscle weakness or muscle soreness. Adrenal fatigue is oftentimes very similar to fibromyalgia, okay? Frequent panic attacks. Panic attacks are they're very, very connected to adrenal issues. That fight or flight response comes from your adrenal glands. So let's say you're in the middle of your day, you don't even feel stressed, but you like suddenly get that chest tightness and you're like freaking out. That can come from your adrenal glands. That feeling of overwhelm, like I'm so overwhelmed, I just want to escape, I need to, go to the spa, or I wish I could catch a break or whatever, that comes from your adrenal glands. If you're tired in the morning when you wake up, or you get real jittery at night right before you go to sleep, right before you go to bed, like you get your second wind late at night, like you maybe feel foggy during the day, but then at night you're all jazzed, and then you have trouble falling asleep. Or maybe you can fall asleep, but you wake up in the middle of the night several times, and then you wake up in the morning and you don't feel rested. Or maybe you fall asleep fine, you feel like you sleep fine, but you wake up in the morning and you still just don't feel fully rested. This is a sign that you may just need to take care of your adrenals. It doesn't necessarily mean that you are like completely jacked up and you have adrenal fatigue, adrenal exhaustion, adrenal insufficiency, and you need to rush to the doctor. I don't know your story. There are many different levels of adrenal issues, okay? So I'm not gonna be able to tell you how bad it is for you and how minor it is for you, but these are all symptoms of your adrenals maybe needing some care. And that's fog brain is another really big one, just having a foggy brain. Okay, here are some simple, easy ways to move towards healing. I want you to take notes on this. And if you start to feel overwhelmed, that's your adrenals talking. Just write it out and then pick one thing. Or write it out and don't pick anything at all and just think about it for a little while and deal with it later. The point of this is to help give you some tools, some doable tools that you can work towards, and then you can decide what you want to do. Okay, so the first thing, our society is nuts, and they require, please go watch one more thing. I'm telling my children to go watch TV one more time. Our society is nuts so crazy. we need to slow down. If you have guilt over whether you're not doing enough, I'm going to tell you right now to be free from that. You're doing enough. Everyone is doing more than enough. If you are the person doing all the laundry, all the cooking, all of the shopping, all of the taking all the kids around, all of the things, and you still feel like you're not doing enough, that is a lie and it's not the truth, and you need to tell it to shut up, okay? We do glorify being busy, Natalie, thank you. It's not sexy to be busy. You have nothing to prove. You are loved just as you are. Your value does not come from what you do. Your value comes from who you are. It comes from your character. It comes from how you love. Your value is not determined by what you do. And our society is all about gold medals and prizes and accolades and all the things. And I'm just going to tell you right now, if you are my friend and you're in my house and you're in my video and you're in my group, I am not the authority on everything, but I am here to say that you need to be free from feeling like you have to do all the things. And maybe you do actually have to do all the things because you're a single mom, or you're in a place in life where you don't have a lot of help. And maybe you have to do all the things. Don't worry about doing it perfectly. Don't worry about getting it right every time. Give yourself a break. Give yourself some grace. It's okay if you're not, winning at everything. I'm obviously not winning today. I'm still in my yoga pants. I did not put on makeup for you. It's okay. I still did the video. I almost waited to start it until I got makeup on. And it's like, you know what? It's probably better if I do it in my less perfected state, right? With my zit on my face. This is my hormonal zit, right? My monthly hormonal zit. Okay, second thing. Go to bed before 10:30. Don't hate me. This is a real thing. The earlier, the better. 9 p.m. is the ideal time for your adrenals to shut down. Your body is made to dance in a rhythm. Your cortisol levels go up and down at certain times of the day. You can help your body to heal and reset just by going to bed earlier. Turn off the television. You don't have to know what's going to happen on that episode, or record it and watch it later, or whatever. Go to sleep. And if you can't fall asleep, just lay in bed and take deep breaths and do some deep breathing and use your oils, or listen to music, or listen to an audiobook or a sermon or something to help your mind calm down. This is a discipline. It's not going to be easy at first. You just need to do it. It's very important, and it's free. It's free to do this, okay? I don't get paid for this. Okay, third thing you're going to do, and I'm not saying sorry, again, is to reduce your caffeine intake or get rid of it altogether. Caffeine kills your adrenal glands, and our society absolutely exists on caffeine, and it stinks for your adrenals. It's terrible for your adrenals. It jumpstarts your adrenals, and then what happens? They crash. It's not good for you. If you need caffeine, use sleek tea, drink organic green tea, dandelion tea, or take a nitro, because it has naturally occurring caffeine from green tea extract and B vitamins and all these other wonderful things. It is a game changer for you to give up caffeine. If you need to have coffee every day, reduce the amount that you drink. Just reduce it. Or switch to decaf. Decaf still has caffeine, okay? All right, good fats. This is super helpful. If you want to play a fun game, after this video is over, go to YouTube, my YouTube channel. Lauren Bretz is my YouTube channel, and find the video called Salt Tea. I look horrible in that video, and I'm in my old horrible kitchen, that I loved. And I teach you how to make salt tea. It will feed your adrenals exactly what they need. Butter, real butter, coconut oil, good fats, avocados, a lot of fats. MCT oil is okay. I'm not a huge fan yet. Avocado oil. You can use an extra virgin olive oil as long as you're not cooking it. So make your salad dressings with extra virgin olive oil. Good animal fats. A lot of fat. Your adrenals crave good fats. Simplify what you're eating. If you are really struggling with your adrenals, simplify what you're eating. Your digestive system really struggles if your adrenal glands are taxed. So simplify what you're eating. Take your meals super simple. Don't have so many complex things that are hard to digest, or also increase your enzymes that you're taking. Take salt baths with Epsom salts. Eat salt, real salt, like Celtic sea salt or Himalayan pink salt. If you crave salt a lot, it's because your adrenals need it. So eat it. You can actually eat this salt straight out of the bag. This is the coarse ground Celtic sea salt. I literally will get into this bag with my fingers and just eat it. So you can just do that. But you need to salt your food with real salt and not iodized salt. That stuff is crap. But you need to put a lot of salt on your food, and you can drink salt tea before you go to bed at night. You'll sleep like a baby and wake up feeling great. Okay, you need minerals, lots and lots of minerals. So one of the things that I do is, because your adrenal glands crave and feed on minerals and fats. So you want to eat your salt that you crave so much. I get that Celtic sea salt from the health food store or Amazon or Thrive Market. Hi, friends. Okay, my battery's gonna die, so we need to hurry up. One of the things that I love to do is I take Mega-Cal and Mineral Essence every day. I put a scoop of Mega-Cal and maybe 4 or 5 droppers of Mineral Essence in a quart of water, and I sip on it the first half of the day, and then the second half of the day I drink my red drink with my Ningxia Red and my sulfurzyme powder. This is so wonderful. Sometimes I'll take some extra Mega-Cal before I go to bed at night. This is so wonderful for your adrenals, and if you're really struggling, take extra. Mineral Essence in the bath, great idea. Okay, reduce stress. Reduce stress. Sometimes you can't change your circumstances. You might just live in a very stressful environment. So do what you can to reduce stress. Reduce your toxic load. Remove chemicals from your home. What you clean with, what you shower with, what you use in your food. Mega-Cal has more magnesium than Super-Cal. That's the difference. Super-Cal is wonderful, but you actually need more magnesium than calcium for your adrenal glands. But Mega-Cal actually has calcium in it too. Oh wait, no, it does have a little more calcium. Oh, but it also has manganese, which is good, and zinc. Okay, what was I talking about? Reduce your toxic load. Reduce your stress. Learn to say no. Say no to things that you just have to say no to. Like, find out where your best yes is and do those things that are really life-giving, and stop feeling guilty about doing things that you don't even want to do. Say no. It's okay. You don't need to say yes to everything. You don't need to please people. Good boundaries. Have good boundaries. Read the book Boundaries by Henry Cloud. Okay, here's what I do with Young Living products to support my adrenals. I use frankincense every day. I put a drop or 2 in my hand, and as you saw at the beginning, oh, that was 3 drops. My body is needing frankincense, and I rub it over my lower back. I do this 2 to 3 times a day, morning and night, sometimes in the middle of the day. It's so helpful. And you saw when I'm feeling stressed, I'll put a drop or 2 under my tongue. Frankincense is huge for adrenal health. Nutmeg is so incredible. If you look it up in your pocket reference, nutmeg is so incredible for adrenal health. I do the same thing as with the frankincense. I rub it over my adrenal glands. Sometimes I'll take 5 to 7 drops in a capsule. Sometimes I take them together, nutmeg and frankincense. Valor and peace and calming were huge game changers for me when I first got started with the oils. So I use these both every day, morning and night. I put Valor on the back of my neck and peace and calming over my heart. Sometimes I use it on my wrists. And then Endoflex, which I don't know where it is. It's upstairs in my daughter's room. Endoflex is also an incredible product. Pick one and start with that. If you are new, just use the frankincense that came in your starter kit and start there. It will completely change your life. And also drink the lemon that's in your starter kit. It will help you so, so much, and use your stress away. So helpful. Okay, a couple of supplements that I really, really love for adrenal health are Endogize. Endogize has ashwagandha root in it. Ashwagandha is very, very nourishing to your adrenal glands. If you Google ashwagandha, it's ashwagandha, ashwagandha. It is so wonderful for your adrenal glands. I take 1 of these at night before bed as needed. I have not actually used this. I started using this a couple months ago and then I stopped because I felt like it was really, I was feeling better and then I stopped. But I usually take it at night before bed. Some people take it in the morning though, so you really have to kind of gauge what your body needs. Everybody's body is different. I just take it at night. What I've been using lately, because I'm under extreme stress right now, is Cortistop. Cortistop is for when you are under a lot of stress and you can't change your circumstances. I take 1 Cortistop at night before bed and 1 Cortistop in the morning, and it is so helpful. I'm super thankful for this supplement. You can take 2 twice a day, but I really only need 1 twice a day. It has pregnenolone and DHEA. It has black cohosh. For those of you who are familiar with herbs, black cohosh is a wonderful herb, but it is also the reason that it says that you should discontinue using this. It says use daily for 8 weeks and then discontinue for 2 to 4 weeks. That's because of the black cohosh in it. This is such a wonderful, wonderful product. It has frankincense in it, of course, because Frank, all the things. And then Super B. Your adrenals need B vitamins so much. So I've been taking extra Super B, and then I already showed you the Mega Cal and the Mineral Essence, and I use, of course, my Sulfurzyme with my Ningxia, because Ningxia Red is so amazing. Nitro is so amazing for people with adrenal issues. Ningxia Nitro, so wonderful. Okay, last thing I want to say that's really, really important, and then we're going to close. Address your emotions. Get the Feelings Kit or Joy. Get the book that we studied back several months ago called Conquering Toxic Emotions by Rhonda Favano, and start working on your emotional health. Your emotions and your adrenals are so very, very tied, and you want to make sure that you are addressing your emotions. So Joy can be really helpful to use over your heart, or Release. If you are really, really suffering, you can get the Feelings Kit and use Gary's Feelings Kit protocol. I put a teaspoon of Sulfurzyme. If you go to YouTube and Google and search Young Living Red Drink, Sammy, you'll find a recipe for how to make red drink. Address your emotional issues. Find a counselor. If you are feeling like you just are not coping with your stress, you need to go to counseling. There's nothing wrong with that. I see a therapist. It is such a game changer for me to be able to process my thoughts and my emotions with somebody. So talk to somebody. Talk to somebody who is safe, and talk to somebody who speaks life into you and who gives you wisdom. Not someone who just commiserates with you and like tells you, yeah, you know, your life sucks and I'm sorry, and like makes you feel victimized. You really need to talk to somebody who's gonna help to lift you up and not make you feel like a victim, because you're not a victim. You actually are probably very, very blessed, and you need to focus on the things that you are blessed with in your life, but you also need to reevaluate your priorities. And what are priorities? What are the things that I can say no to? What are the things that I should be saying yes to? And if I want to say yes to all the things, what is something that I really can stop right now in this season of life? If I had to pick one supplement for adrenals, which would you pick? I really can't say, because it really depends on where you're at in your story. So maybe if you want to pick one, maybe Super B or maybe Ningxia. Probably Ningxia, but I don't know. I just don't know. It really depends on where you are in your story and how deep you're into it, and whatever you need, whatever you can afford. Your body needs nourishment. I would say the thing that you can do if you're on a budget is go to bed early. That is free for you to do. Epsom salts are cheap. Take a salt bath every night before you go to bed and put some lavender in your salts and wind down. Start to train yourself to wind down. Start to train your body to go into rest mode. You need to learn how to rest in the midst of stress. You need to learn how to breathe deeply. Depending on where you are in your relationship with your creator, you need to train yourself to find your rest in him. So anyway, I hope this was a helpful and encouraging video to you. I love you and care so deeply for you and want to see you well. So if you have somebody that you can share this with, please share this with them. I'm going to upload this to YouTube, and I will post the replay YouTube link in the description of this video. So thank you so much for joining me. If you have questions, feel free to comment with them, and I will do my best to answer them when I can if I see them. So have a great afternoon, and we'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.